Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Code by Vansh, and today we are going to solve the question restore the array. So let's begin. So in this question what we have given a program was supposed to print an array of integer. The program forgot to print white spaces and the array is printed as a string of digit s. And we all know that all the integer in the array were in the range 1 to k and there are no leading 0 in the array. Okay. Given the string s and the integer k, return the number of the possible array that can be printed as s using the mentioned program. Since the answer may be very large, return the modulo 10 to the power 9 plus 7. Okay, so in this question what we have given that we want to print an array, but let's take an example of a, b and c. We have to print this array, but while we are printing this array, the white spaces or the commas were not taken. So in this case what we have getting as answer A B B C or ABC. Now we have given a value Z. Let's take an example of Z, and Z has in such a way that AB is always less than Z, or BC is always less than Z, or ABC is always less than Z. So in this way, how many possible ways we are getting our answer? By three ways, 1, 2 and 3. By three ways we are getting our answer. So how can we solve this question? So in order to solve this question, we have to make a tree first, because this is a recursion type problem, and in recursion type problem the approach we are taking is a tree approach. So if you can see the test case we have given 1317, so we will break it down in such a way that first we are getting 1 in our array, then 13, then 131 and 317. And if you see the value k, so k is equal to 2000, right? And all the values in the array should be lesser than 2000. So as you can see, 1 is lesser than 2000, that's why we are taking it. 13 and 317 is also, as well as 3117 is also lesser than 2000, that's why we are taking these value. So now we expand our tree and we can see that 317 and 17 and 7 are the corresponding strings. So that's why we are getting these strings at the end of the possible ways. After getting all these branches out, we can see that the possible ways we are getting are 8. Here you can see in the test case also, first we are getting 317, and 317 here, as you can see, it is also occurring in 317, and 31317 also. We can see that if we make if we make 3, first we take 131 into our array and 7 as a string, then at the end we are getting 131 and 7 as separated string. So that's how we can get all the possible ways, and it should come out to be 8. If we take another example of this 1000 and k as equal to 10, we can see that we can break our array into, first I is equals to 1 into our array and all the zeros here, right? Then 10, then 100 and then 1000. But here in the example we have given that we can't take the leading zeros, as here it is given we can't take leading zeros into our array. So here you can see that there are 3 zeros coming and the first zero is a leading zero, so that's why we can't take this option. For this also there are 2 zeros, that's why we can't take this option also. For this option we can't take, and for this 1000, if this is into our array, we will see our k is 10, and obviously 1000 is always greater than 10, so that's why we are not taking this value also. So that's why our answer we are getting is 0. So now let's move to the intuition part on how we are going to solve this. So in order to solve this, first we will make a DP array, because you can see that there are sub problems that are repeating. Like here you can see our 17 string, 13 and 17 string here, 13 and 17 string here, you can see it is repeating as here. So that's why we can get a hint of repeating subproblems. So what we will do, first we will move our I is equals to 0 and j is equal to I. So what we are going to do, we are going to expand our I and j until we get a number, and this number should be less than k. If it is less than k, what we will do, we will just increase our dp array by answer. We will make a temporary variable answer as dp, and then whatever will be the uh, what will be the after the string. Like if this is my whole string, this is I and this is j, I will find out the answer for this, right? And the next answer will be, we will be getting from this, so it will be j plus 1 and all the strings. So this is the approach we are going to follow. So for the test cases, let's see the coding part, and you can get the more clarity on how we are solving this. So first I is equal to the size. This is the base case. So if we reach to that base case, what we are going to return, we are just going to return 1. And if we encounter any 0, so as you know that we don't want any trial 0 or the leading 0, so that's why we just return 0. And this is the recursion where if dp is not equal to -1, so that's why we are returning -1. So this is a memorization part. So now we created two variables, answer and numbers, and j is equal to the 1. So let's take example of this string. Let's take if here our values are given and our I is equal to this part and j is equal to this part. So what I will do, I will find out the value of num which is equal to this part, and then I will check if number is greater than k. So if number is greater than k, then I will going to break it out, because it is always given that k is always has to be greater than numbers. So that's why we are breaking out from here. After this, what I am going to do, I am going to just increase my answer, and as I told you that the remaining part will be j plus 1. So that's why we are finding the answer for j plus 1, and if the answer is too big, that's why we are just giving the modulo by 10 ki power 7 or 10 ki power 9. So at the end we will just return our dp as I as answer, and this is just a driver code, this is the recursive code. And I hope you like the explanation. Make sure to like, share and subscribe for more upcoming videos. Thank you for watching.